have Toxicodendron, who's an Erica impersonator, uses only grass types in OU.
Yep. Yep, it is a fun team because even though it is mono grass, you do have a lot of type and role diversity. You have Tangela, who with an Eviolite is an amazing physical wall. I mean, it's pretty much Tangrowth. So, but you have the Eviolite boost, so you're basically Tangrowth with an assault vest. So that's
And a
pretty cool.
physical assault vest, too.
Exactly. And then you have the Venusaur, Mega Venusaur. You have that's Choice Specs Vileplume, if I'm not mistaken. And then
Interesting.
you have a surprisingly effective like defensive stopper in Cradilly because it
Yes.
just kind of like stands in front of the opponent's team. Like Cradilly, Grass Rock is one of those like type combinations that I mean I've played Pokemon for years, and every time I see a Cradilly, I still to this day don't know what moves are super effective against it off the top of my head.
Right, because you can't just go for like fire or flying, which is normally what you take against grass, because the rock type cancels that
Exactly.
out.
And you can't use grass or water, so it's like you're kind of like you're looking around for something like
Bug doesn't work. You got to
bugs
use, I
or
think, fighting is the only thing that.
fighting. Yeah, fighting might work, and that just isn't intuitive at all.
Yeah, and you can't use ground moves on it because again, grass resists that. So
Yeah.
rock is actually a very strong typing, and
Yep.
Cradilly is a fantastic physical wall. I
hmm
assume this is the stockpile set, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think. I think it's Leech Seed. It's something plus Leech Seed.
All right, either way, let's go ahead and start the battle. Let's get into it.
Yep. The other team is just like pretty much hyper offense with a Skarmory and a Mega Blastoise on it. So lead off with the Volcarona and the Trevenant.
Trevenant choosing to
Immediate.
stay in on this,
Yeah.
surprisingly, instead of switching off to the Cradilly. It does have a Citrus Berry, and it is going to curse the Volcarona. Interesting. So
Curse. Oh
curse.
yeah.
I'm gonna pause real quick just to explain this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So curse is a very interesting move because it affects ghost types differently than any other type. If a regular Pokemon not ghost type uses curse, it's a stat changer. It boosts your attack,
Yep.
it boosts your defense, it lowers your speed. You see it on stuff like
Snorlax mostly and UU.
yes, and occasionally on stuff like Aggron or um,
Yep.
Conkeldurr also has a curse set.
Conkeldurr has a curse set?
Yep, sure does.
Wow. Look at that.
Although actually, now that I think about it, he doesn't
Yeah,
because he has a bulk up set.
because
So
bulk up is like better.
never mind, ignore that completely. But there
Ah,
are
no
Pokemon
problem.
that use curse to set up. Either way,
Yeah.
when a ghost type uses it, instead of that, it puts a curse on the opposing Pokemon, which lowers their HP by, I believe, 1/8 every turn.
It's a quarter actually.
A quarter every turn. That's
A quarter.
That's
Yeah,
really good. But it does
but
have the downside of halving your HP. So it does take out
yeah.
half your HP bar.
So Trevenant takes 50%, but it can harvest a citrus berry at the end of this turn to kind of mitigate the damage as much as it can.
Yes,
And
because
now,
Trevenant does have the ability Harvest, which brings back berries
okay,
50% of the time.
also has the ability to just stay in and die.
Yeah.
But
As we see here, Volcarona not even going for the fiery dance.
yep.
As
So
Cradilly does
outcome.
come in for free.
Yep. So now Cradilly, here it is. You're gonna see some of its defensive stopping abilities in action. So okay, I guess not.
Cradilly
It's a
goes for
bulldoze.
Bulldoze. Interesting.
Bulldoze set. What could he have been predicting? He could have been
Well, I
predicting
guess,
to stay in.
yeah, if he had stayed in, that would have been a super effective
Yeah.
hit on Volcarona. But we see the
Oh,
Mirror Coat finishing off the
Miracle Ice
Latias.
Beam. Oh my God, this set is wild.
That's amazing.
So
Actually, though, I don't think that Ice Beam without the crit would have done enough for Mirror Coat to go.
it probably wouldn't have,
Yeah.
but
So crit mattered, but in the other direction for once.
yeah, definitely. So
Excadrill coming in, definitely going to
yep,
threaten that with Iron Head. Tangela is going to be the
it's just
switch.
gonna just shrug that off.
Eat that
Less
right
than a
up.
third. Yeah,
No,
less than a
no
third.
issue there.
No issue there. Now he has a free turn to set up. He can set up a sleep powder. He can set up leech seed. But he ends up going for stun spore, which
Interesting.
is a respectable option,
It's a 75% accuracy Thunder Wave, essentially.
pretty
Um,
much. So pretty much like a sun and moon thunder wave.
Topical, I like it.
Oh man.
Brave Bird comes out, is going to take some
Yep.
recoil damage, meaning that
Hmm.
that plus the Leech Seed is going to put some chip damage on the Skarmory every turn, but he is going to choose to switch into
Yep.
Volcarona.
Oh
Take
my
the
God.
Ancient Power to the
Takes the
face!
ancient power. This Tangela is an MVP right
Now
now.
keep in mind that Ancient Power is only 60 base power, and Tangela does not have that great of a special attack stat, but it is 4 times effective on that Volcarona, meaning that
Right.
was a hard prediction right there. That wasn't just you just click a move. That
Mhm.
was
Yeah,
he really
yeah.
expected that.
You have to expect that. And then pretty much like the Skarmory had no business staying in. And so here, I guess you can just see it again. Tangela is just it came in and then it has just been standing in front of the opponent's team. He has used a Skarmory, which is a flying type, a Volcarona, which is a fire type, and a Weavile, which is an ice type.
Now, notably, the Weavile did go for Ice Punch there, where I think Icicle Crash could have actually done enough to knock out the Tangela, depending on the
Yeah,
roll. I don't know the calc exactly, but Ice Punch is a weaker version without a mischance.
yeah,
I think generally Weavile carry Icicle Crash, which probably would have been the better option in this
yeah.
scenario.
And then with like a 50% or higher damage roll, that would have knocked out the Tangela, but I mean, let's get on the Tangela hype train right now.
Either way, get the
Just
Stun Spore off, going to knock Weavile's speed down into oblivion, but knockoff
mhm.
is going to be enough, of course, to
Yep.
KO the Cradley.
So he sacks the Cradilly because it has its use is limited with the Volcarona gone. Brings
Yes.
out his Mega Venusaur, goes for the Mega Evolution, and he decides to go for Sludge Bomb, which is less of a risky move because its ability Thick Fat does weaken Weavile's super effective hits, and then Knockoff can't deal its modified damage because Mega Stones can't be knocked off.
Exactly.
And then he easily two-hit KOs the Weavile. Uh, the Weavile has no business switching out because it's Thunder Waved, so he pretty much sacks it.
Yeah.
Sepon pretty much sacks it, and
Now,
then brings in his Excadrill.
interestingly, he goes into Excadrill instead of Skarmory. Skarmory does have that stab Brave Bird, whereas Excadrill doesn't really have any great way to hit Venusaur.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, he was banking on that switch.
yeah, so either way, we see Gourgeist coming out. Earthquake is going to do not very much damage. Earthquake is a
Yeah.
neutral hit on Venusaur due to its poison secondary typing.
Hmm.
But
But
Gourgeist is going to sponge that up like without any issue at all.
yeah,
Switching into Blastoise here, interestingly.
he's
Um,
gonna try to Mega Evolve and go for Dark Pulse, I think. Take a Will-O-Wisp. He's gonna tank a Will-O-Wisp, and now
we already
yeah,
see
so
Gourgeist switching. Okay.
because the let's see if he does go for Dark Pulse because I mean that's what you do.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because
So
he's
yeah,
kind of
Dark Pulse
in.
comes
Yeah,
out, going to be a 2-hit KO on
it
Vileplume,
still
notably.
is. Still is a nice. Oh, not after leftovers.
Okay, so this isn't a choice spec set. This is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Black
that
Sludge
was
set.
that was
Ice
my
Beam,
mistake.
however, is still going to be
Yeah.
enough to 2-hit KO it.
Hmm. Ice Beam's enough, and then pretty much, I mean, if you're Sepon, you're in a pretty awkward situation because you do have two Grass Weeks left, and then your Pokemon that
Your
has
Skarmory is status.
yeah, its status and it's a Skarmory, which I don't know how many Skarmories solo half a team.
I mean,
So
maybe if they're all grass types, he has a chance.
yeah,
But he
he
is going
does
to be
have a
taking a
chance.
lot of chip damage with that Leech Seed and that Brave Bird recoil combo.
Yeah. Hmm. And then he's not going to have too many opportunities to switch because he's going to be putting himself in a disadvantageous position by having the Blastoise or the Excadrill in on Venusaur.
Mhm.
So
And notably, Leech Seed did actually restore enough health to Tangela on that turn that he can tank another Brave Bird if he so
yeah.
chooses.
Hmm.
But he does choose to switch out, get the Regenerator. He gets health back for that. And
Yep.
Gourgeist comes in to take the hit instead. As
Yep.
Skarmory
Yep.
actually opts to Spikes, get some damage every time Toxicodendron switches.
Which is an interesting play because Sepon understands that his best bet is to kind of force shuffle because Flame Charge.
Okay, he just used Flame Charge. That's interesting. So he's going to boost up his speed, do basically no damage since it's a physical fire-type move against a Blastoise. Phantom Force, however, now is going to outspeed
Yeah.
the Blastoise and avoid the Dark Pulse completely.
Uh-huh. And now the Blastoise is going to take the burn.
Yeah, double burn damage because Phantom Force is a 2-turn move. You become
Yep.
vulnerable turn 1 and you hit turn
Uh-huh.
2.
So there it is. The Blastoise is gone. Let's see. I'm not. Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure this was going to knock out Gorgeist in one hit, but
Yeah,
I mean,
Gourgeist is
even.
tanky enough. It's going to do significant damage, but it's not going to be an
Yeah.
Oko.
And
Blastoise
then,
is going to fall to burn
yeah.
damage.
And then even if that would have one-shotted the Gorgeist, that is a fine trade in this point.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, he doesn't choose to sack the Gourgeist. He actually hangs on to it and goes into Venusaur instead.
Yeah.
In this situation, what I would have done is actually stayed in, just sacked the Gourgeist and brought in my Tangela for free. I feel like that would have been a good play, unless the Tangela isn't carrying Leech Seed. I think it's just the Venusaur with Leech Seed. Not
Yeah.
100% on that. Either way, this play works. He
Mm-hmm.
does end up sacking his Venusaur.
Does
But
end up sacking the Venusaur. I don't know. This situation makes me uncomfortable if we're supporting the all grass team right
I
now.
mean, I think we have to.
Yeah.
He brings in Tangela, and actually, instead of switching it out for the Regenerator, he decides to stay in and go into his Skarmory.
Yeah. So he has Leech Seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a I have Leech Seed kind of play. So does it have HP Fire? No.
No, it
It
said Ancient Power is actually enough to finish off the Skarmory
Ancient Power is enough to finish it off. Yeah. And
neutral
then
special
here,
hit.
yep. And then here he could either sack the Gorgeist to get Tangela back up to full, or I think he could even, just leave
Just go
Tangela
straight for
in.
Leech Seed.
Yeah, go straight for Leech Seed
Or
or
a
Giga
Giga
Drain.
I guess. Oh, because
That's
that's going to
that's
heal him just enough that Ironhead isn't going to actually get any damage unless
Mhm.
it flinches.
right.
He's going to crit the Earthquake, interestingly. He
Which
went for EQ over Ironhead. Not sure
yeah,
why.
yeah,
Since Ironhead is neutrally effective, whereas Earthquake is a resisted hit.
yeah. Pretty much, he recognizes that the game's over. He's just clicking buttons at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, that was a very interesting game. Goes to show you that grass types can form some legitimate defensive cores in ORAS OU.
Yeah, enough to take on regular looking teams.
Yep. So there you go.
All right, so we got game 3 here. This is Crash Boom Bang versus Get Backer. This is a very, very famous match, and it's absolutely hilarious. This was
Oh,
actually requested by one of my subs. Forgot your name. Sorry.
was
Yeah,
uh
let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm looking at this. I'm scared. I'm a CBB fan. I'm a CBB supporter. I don't want to watch this.
So
Turn one.
why not Encore's Landorus into Stealth Rock? Actually switches into Gotharita.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, he's Encored. He can't use anything but Stealth Rock, and he can't switch due to Shadow Tag. He gets
Yep.
tricked to Choice Scarf. So now
So
he
now
can
he
only use Stealth
definitely
Rock
can
forever.
only use Stealth Rock.
Get Backer decides to just be a dick, I guess. Use Magic Coat, get his own Stealth Rocks up. As Gothitelle comes in.
Just to punish those switches.
Of course. Gothitelle gets a substitute up and is going to be able to start Calm Minding with absolutely zero threat whatsoever from the Landorus.
Oh
who
my
cannot
gosh,
switch and
stop
can only
this.
use Stealth Rock.
Stop this. I don't
So-
want to watch.
I'm going to skip a couple turns ahead because essentially this is just clicking Stealth Rock, clicking Calm Mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Here,
Are you sure there aren't some like crazy mind games going on in turns 1 through 13?
Okay, so Gothitelle finally clicks Psychic. Mandibuzz comes in, hoping that Gothitelle can only hit it with Psychic, but we do see the
No.
Thunderbolt, and it's going to be enough to take out the Mandibuzz with the 4-time special attack boost.
The game's over here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Azumarill doesn't even bother going for a Aqua Jet here. We just see it going down to Thunderbolt. Keldeo Resolute isn't going to be able to do very much damage and does go down to Psychic. As we see Heatran coming in, again, not going to be able to do enough damage. Even with the crit to Gothitelle,
Ooh.
is going to get knocked out by the Thunderbolt. And finally, the last Mon is Venusaur and is going to go down immediately to Psychic.
Oh man, he should have gone for Aqua Jet.
He really
I
should have
mean,
gone for Aqua Jet. It could have
he-
been enough to take out the Gothitelle, but
Yeah.
Get Backer did have an Azumarill and a Charizard in the back.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been enough to win. Although what I am like kind of noticing was like while the chat was going down, CBB did say like that he messed up,
Yeah, he messed up going for Stealth Rock turn 1 is what happened.
I guess, but I guess that's true.
Yeah, so
'cause,
CBB's two mistakes, going for Stealth Rock turn 1 against an Encore, and going for, I guess, Knockoff instead of Aqua Jet on his Azumarill.
Yeah.
Aqua Jet plus
Pretty much.
his other moves probably would have been enough to KO Gothitelle, not to win the game,
Yeah.
but just to make it not a 6-0.
But yeah, you don't want to get 6-0'd. That's like priority number one. All right, so now, in case you thought that last game was a little too legitimate for you,
we got something a little bit stupider. So
we've we've
here we
got
have
a treat for you guys.
yeah, this is a really truly fantastic battle. Anyone that knows what Staraptor, Victini, and Excelgor have in common might have some inkling of what's about to happen. But
Beehole Surfin is a god of Pokemon.
I got nothing to say. Let's just get into it.
Let's just get into it right here. So the lead matchup is Dragonite, and he is going to be going up against Victini. Unfortunately for the Dragonite, the Victini does carry the one coverage move that one hit KOs Dragonite through multiscale, which happens to be Final Gambit.
So for anyone that doesn't know, Final Gambit does your HP to the target in exchange for knocking you out. So if you have a maximum HP stat, you're basically KOing everything.
This turn's really important.
Yeah.
As you can see, Staraptor goes for Final Gambit.
Completely unexpected. I assume he just slapped a Choice Scarf on everything in order to give it the highest speed stat and maxed out the HP to do the most damage.
Scarf. So now here's Excelgor.
And Togekiss. I wonder what Excelgor is going to do here.
Well, this is going to surprise you. He's going to go for Final Gambit.
Final Gambit. And Togekiss is out of the picture.
Yeah. And then just to be clear, the sets on these three mons were 252 HP to maximize the HP the damage that you're dealing, and 252 speed with a Choice Scarf to make sure you're going first and you're not taking damage.
Exactly.
So now the Espeon comes in, and this is where the game does get
different.
A little less Final Gambit, but I mean, the Psychic, pretty much the holes have been punched in the team already. He really doesn't have a solid Psychic switch in. So Quagsire gets 2-hit KO'd after the Venusaur was forced out. Now the Excadrill has to come out. And Beehole Surfin is just gonna
stay in. He doesn't care.
Yep. Doesn't matter. He has a Talonflame in the back.
Yeah, Excadrill actually Rock Slides expecting the Talonflame. But is instead going to take 2 Psychics to the face, drop his Spadef, and put him in range of another move.
Yeah, but I mean, the other 2 attackers are physical, so the Spadef drop doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, that's true.
It would have mattered if he would have done something weird like SD this turn, but I mean, why?
Yeah.
So
Rock Slide is going to miss on Cloyster, and Cloyster is going to go straight for the Shell Smash.
Shell Smash, oh. Nice. So
it's going to be White Herb's Shell Smash.
Okay, so this is just a standard Cloyster. Goes for Icicle Spear, and then game's over. Venusaur comes in. Can it live one after Mega Evolving? I mean, I know technically...
Not a boosted Cloyster.
Not a boosted one? Okay. Even with thick fat and everything? I mean, yeah, definitely. Let's see. Oh, it might live it.
Maybe. Yeah, I was thinking...
Oh, there's the crit.
Okay, so it is going to live one Icicle Spear.
Okay.
But it's not really going to be doing a whole lot back. Sleep Powder might have been an option, but even then, you're not dealing all that much damage to a Cloyster.
Yeah, and then with the Talonflame in the back, it's just...
That's game.
It's just, yep.
So if you want to win at Pokemon, all you got to do is bring all the Final Gambit users. Just click that button as fast as you can. Just Final Gambit everything to death. And
exactly.
And
so
then
here's
bring in
a
your
set.
sweepers. That's it.
Here's a set, yeah. Have a legitimate offensive core, like Scarf Landorus, Specs Keldeo, Life Orb Latios, and then add Victini, Staraptor, and Excelgor. Those are the 3 Final Gambit users with the highest HP. Slap Choice Scarfs on them, 252 HP, 252 speed. Murder the first 3 Pokemon your opponent sends out with Choice Scarfed Final Gambit, and then win the game. You're welcome.
Godlike. I love it.
You're welcome.
That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.